It was loud, it was blocky, and for millions of 80s kids, it was everything. A little too much. But here's the real question. Was Transformers G1 actually good? Or have we just been blinded by nostalgia and cool robot voices for the last 40 years? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be going over the original Transformers G1 continuity, what worked, what didn't, and figure out how it stayed in the media and stayed so relevant after all these years. Really quick, if you want to stay up to date with film and TV news, my boys and I have a live podcast every single week called The Usual Rejects where we talk about just that. So go over there, subscribe, chat with us every week. Now, back to the video. First things first, what is this? Well, many eons ago, Takara released their highly anticipated Diaclone and Microchangers line of toy robots which turned into assorted vehicles, weapons, and accessories. Sadly, the line failed in Japan though. But not all hope was lost as one American company saw potential in the line. That's right, after Hasbro bought the line, they repainted them, gave them new backstories, and greenlit a show which would forever be known as Okay, so what's this show about? Well, this is the original series that introduced the infamous war between the Autobots and the Decepticons. Sentient robots from Cybertron which crash on Earth and disguise themselves as vehicles and other assorted machinery. Over time, the series expanded into deeper lore, introducing things and concepts like the Quintessons, Unicron, and of course Cybertron's ancient history. Now, while seasons 1 to 2 focus on Earthbound stories, Season 3 dealt with a post-movie fallout in space. Now, this is a story as old as time. Obviously, you know that Season 1 and 2 came out, and then the movie came out, and then Season 3. And we're going to talk about the movie in just a second, but what are the pros of this original series? Obviously, it created some of the most iconic characters we have ever seen in media. It gave us our Space Jesus, that's right, Optimus Prime, and it gave us a shit ton of other infamous characters that we would love, we love nowadays and have come to know, like Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, Bumblebee. It was really groundbreaking for the time. This is a concept that was very new, very fresh, very interesting, and it was rich with that classic 80s mecha nostalgia. In terms of cons though, the show was very episodic. Obviously it lacked a lot of cohesion, and like many old cartoons, the animation was not always the best. We had a lot of inconsistencies, and the season 4-ish thing that did come out wasn't really a season. It was just 3 episodes until the show got canned. Fun fact though, this show actually wasn't originally known as G1. G1 was a concept that we as fans developed later on after G2 came out, which we're going to briefly touch upon, and G1 is just the classification to identify it as the original series. But now let's get into that movie that we were talking about. So, this movie, set between seasons 2 and 3, features the death of Optimus Prime, a trend that we would see many times, way too much, and the rise of Rodimus Prime, who we really don't see all that often. It's pretty sad. And of course, introduced the infamous character of Unicron. It was definitely a much darker, more cinematic turn for the franchise, and introduced new major characters like Galvatron and Ultra Magnus. Now, if you want an even deeper overview of this film, I actually made a video about it, which you can watch right here. But this bold storytelling was very cool. It was very different, and it's nowadays become a cult classic film that a lot of fans resonate with. And that was it for a time being in America, of course. Because if you lived in the West, you didn't get new Transformers media for a while. Unless you count G2, which is actually not even an entire show. Basically, they reran G1 with the new title G2, where they added 3D animated bumpers in between episodes and this very funky looking Megatron, and a lot of characters were recolored, and they re-released the toys in these funky colors. It was mostly just a marketing plot. So all in all, that was an overview of the Transformers G1 continuity. Where it all began, the highs, the lows, and obviously everything in between. Now, whether you think it's a timeless classic or just another nostalgia grab, there's no denying the impact it's had on culture and on the world. And to answer the question, yes, Transformers G1 was amazing. At the time, it was such an innovative concept and so creative. There was nothing like it. And obviously, while we know that not all aspects of it have held up over time, there's no denying the legacy that this franchise holds. But what do you think? Is G1 still peak, or are you more of a Beast Wars, Prime, or even Bayverse kind of fan? Let me know down in the comments below. And as per usual, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch me talk about Alligator Prime. Until next time, see you, Space Cowboys.